Plymouth at 3 degrees Celsius, whilst Aberdeen sits at 7. Yes, you heard that correctly. The southwest colder than the northeast of Scotland. Is your area about to face the most unusual temperature pattern we've seen this winter? Right now, across Devon, Cornwall and Dorset, we've already recorded up to 200 millimetres of rainfall. That S-saturated ground, rising river levels and Met Office rain warnings in force, affecting hundreds of thousands of people across the southwest. But here, what S about to change everything. Within the next 7 minutes, I'll give you exact timing for when conditions shift in London, Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow, Cardiff, and Belfast. And I need you to drop your location in the comments right now, because tomorrow I'll be giving personalized forecasts for every single city and town you mention. London, you are looking at 8 degrees today, dipping to 6 overnight. But Wednesday afternoon brings a brief window of brightness before Thursday S-cloud returns. Manchester, currently 7 degrees, staying around that mark through Tuesday, but notice the wind picking up from the east by Wednesday evening. Birmingham sits at 7 degrees this morning, rain arriving late Tuesday, clearing Wednesday lunchtime. Glasgow, you're at 6 degrees now, showers continuing through today and tomorrow, turning to snow on higher ground. Cardiff, 8 degrees, heavy rain overnight into Tuesday morning, easing by early afternoon. Belfast, after this morning ice warning expires at 9 o'clock, you will see cloud thickening with temperatures around 6 degrees, staying frost-free overnight. But here's what nobody is talking about. That high pressure over Scandinavia isn't just sitting there. It's actively blocking our typical Atlantic weather systems, forcing them to stall right across the British Isles. This creates a pattern we meteorologists call an omega block. And when you see this setup, you know the weather sea going to feel repetitive, almost stuck in place. Let me paint the picture of what is happening right now. Low pressure dominates to our west. High pressure anchored over Scandinavia to our east. The jet stream, that great river of air 5 miles above our heads, is being forced to split around this blocking high. And we caught in the middle, experiencing day after day of cloud, rain, and those persistent showers. For those of you in Edinburgh, Inverness, and Aberdeen, you've been seeing those showers rotate in from the North Sea, turning to snow across the Grampians and the higher Cairngorms. Now, I should be more precise about what higher ground actually means here. We are talking about elevations above 400 metres. Snowdon Summit saw snow this morning. The Peak District might see a few flakes above 500 metres. But for the vast majority of us in the cities and towns, it's rain we're dealing with, not snow. The Met Office Unified Model and the European Model are showing remarkable agreement on the broad pattern through the middle of this week. Both models keep that Scandinavian high in place. Both show low pressure systems queuing up in the Atlantic. Where they differ, and this matters enormously for those of you in Kent, Sussex and Essex, is the exact track of Tuesday night S-rain band. The UK model takes it slightly further north, which would mean heavier rain for the Thames estuary. The European model keeps it further south, sparing London the worst, but giving the south coast another drenching. We'll have a clearer picture by tomorrow morning as model runs, so do check back because that 20-mile difference changes everything for your Tuesday evening commute. Wait until you see what's coming for the weekend. Actually, let me build up to that because there's a sequence of events through the week that matters. Today, Monday the 2nd of February, we've got that ice warning expiring at 9 o'clock for Northern Ireland. Cloud thickening everywhere. Best brightness across the western arms of Scotland, perhaps around Oban, Fort William and the Outer Hebrides. Eastern Scotland, particularly around Dundee, St Andrews and up towards Fraserburgh. Persistent rain turning to snow on higher ground. Winds strengthening here, gusting to 50 miles per hour along exposed coasts. Orkney and Shetland could see coastal gales. Further south, scattered showers for Liverpool, Sheffield and Nottingham. Temperatures between 6 and 9 degrees Celsius across most of the UK. But notice this rain developing in the southwest. This is the system that concerns me most in the short term. Plymouth, Exeter and Truro, you are already sodden. Taunton, Yeovil and Bournemouth, you're about to join them. This rain pushes northward overnight, reaching Bristol by midnight, Cardiff by 2 in the morning, Birmingham by 4 o'clock and Manchester by Tuesday breakfast time. Tuesday the 3rd brings a damp day for the southern half of Britain. Southampton, Brighton and Dover, continuous rain through the morning. Oxford, Cambridge and Ipswich, rain developing by mid-morning. The good news, if we can call it that, is that Devon and Cornwall finally see this rain easing by lunchtime. But you've had your share, haven't you? 200 millimetres in places. That is nearly 8 inches of rain. Any river valleys, any low-lying areas remain at risk of flooding. Further north, Leeds, York and Newcastle, you'll have a mostly dry Tuesday with sunny spells breaking through. But those of you in eastern Scotland, I'm afraid the showers continue. And it's going to feel much fresher on Tuesday. That easterly breeze picks up, And whilst thermometers might read 6 or 7 degrees, the wind chill will make it feel closer to 3 or 4, especially along those North Sea coasts, from Berwick down through Scarborough to Grimsby. Here's where it gets interesting. Wednesday, the 4th of February, the models are suggesting, and I emphasize suggesting because there's still uncertainty here, that we might see a ridge of high pressure building in from the south, not the Scandinavian high, a different one, approaching from the Bay of Biscay. If this happens, and it's still an if at this stage, southern England could see some genuine sunshine Wednesday afternoon. Picture this: London, Reading, and Guildford under blue skies for a few hours. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? But, and there's always a but with British weather, this ridge is weak and temporary. By Thursday morning, cloud S already streaming back in. Leicester, Coventry, and Worcester, you will notice the cloud increasing through Thursday. Another weak area of low pressure approaches from the west, bringing outbreaks of rain to Northern Ireland by Thursday afternoon, reaching western Scotland by evening. Derry, Omagh, and Enniskillen, rain arriving around 2:00 Thursday afternoon. Stornoway and the Western Isles, rain by 6:00 Thursday evening. Now, remember at the start I mentioned Plymouth being colder than Aberdeen? That temperature inversion is unusual, but it's happening because of where the air masses are positioned. The southwest is under a colder, showery maritime air mass from the Atlantic. Scotland is actually pulling in slightly milder air from the North Sea, which has been warmed marginally by its passage over the relatively warm ocean waters. But, and here is the critical shift from Friday onwards, that Scandinavian high starts to exert more influence. Friday the 6th and into the weekend, we re-bringing in colder air from the east. For those of you in Norwich, King S, Lynn, and the Fens, you'll notice it first. Temperatures dropping, that east wind becoming more noticeable. By Saturday, Newcastle, Middlesbrough, and Hull, you are looking at temperatures struggling to reach 4 degrees. Factor in the wind, and it'll feel like 1 or 2 degrees. Glasgow and Edinburgh, you'll see temperatures falling to around 3 or 4 degrees by Sunday. The one detail that concerns me most about this developing pattern is how long that Scandinavian high might persist. If it stays in place, we could be looking at an extended period of colder weather. Not bitterly cold, I should clarify. We're not talking about the beast from the east conditions, but certainly a marked change from the mild, wet weather we've become accustomed to through January. The ensemble data shows genuine uncertainty. The Met Office ensemble indicates temperatures for London ranging from 5 degrees to 9 degrees by next Monday. The European model has shifted slightly colder for the 9th to 11th of February, which matters for anyone planning outdoor activities or travel next weekend. The compounding factor here, the thing that makes this more than just a bit chilly, is the wind. An easterly wind in February, even a modest one at 20 miles per hour, can make 6 degrees feel like 2 degrees. For those of you with outdoor work, construction sites in Leeds, delivery drivers in Bristol, anyone spending extended time outside, layer up. Windproof outer layers become essential. There's one location that could see something unexpected. The Scottish Highlands, particularly around Aviemore, Braemar, and the Cairngorms Plateau, could see significant snow accumulation from this easterly flow. We potentially talking 20 to 30 centimetres above 600 metres by next weekend. Ski resorts, you'll want to watch tomorrow S updates carefully. This could be your best snowfall in weeks. But I know most of you aren't Highland skiers. Most of you are wondering about your daily routines, your commutes, your plans. So let me be direct. For the majority of the UK, here's what you should expect through the rest of this week and into next. South England, Penzance to Dover, more rain today and tomorrow, brief brightness Wednesday, cloud returns Thursday and Friday, colder weekend with easterly wind. Midlands, similar pattern with less rain, noticeably colder weekend. North England, drier today and tomorrow, cloud increasing midweek, colder air and wind chill significant by weekend. Wales, rain today and Tuesday, especially in the south, drier midweek, colder from Friday. Scotland, eastern showers continuing, western areas drier, mountain snow throughout. Temperature drop from Friday. Northern Ireland, ice risk gone by mid-morning, scattered showers through the week, turning colder from Friday. I know this isn't ideal for many of you. I know you are tired of the grey skies, the persistent rain, the lack of proper winter brightness. But there is genuinely a glimmer of something different approaching. That colder air from the east might not bring widespread snow to low levels, not at this stage anyway, but it will bring a change. And after weeks of the same mild, wet pattern, change itself feels valuable. The jet stream, which has been so lackluster and meandering, shows signs of amplifying later in February. The ECMWF extended forecast, looking out to the 25th of February, suggests the Scandinavian blocking pattern might finally break down. When that happens, we could see the jet stream reassert itself properly, bringing clearer delineation between weather systems, either properly cold incursions from the north or return to milder Atlantic westerlies, but with less of this stuck, grey, repetitive pattern. According to the latest model runs, there's about a 30% chance of a significant pattern change around the 15th to 17th of February. The GFS model is rather aggressive with this, showing a much colder northerly outbreak. The ECMWF is more conservative, suggesting just a modest change. This difference matters because we're talking about the distinction between a few frosty nights and a genuine cold spell. Tomorrow morning S model runs should clarify this. The GFS updates at 6 o'clock, the UK model at 8 o'clock, the ECMWF at 9 o'clock. I'll be analysing all of them and bringing you a comprehensive update. Do check back tomorrow because the uncertainty range is still wide enough that your weekend plans might need adjusting based on what we see. For tonight specifically, let me give you the detail you need. Northern Scotland, showers continuing, snow above 400 metres, winds easing slightly, temperatures holding at 4 to 6 degrees. Central Scotland and Northern England, largely dry night, cloud keeping temperatures up 5 to 7 degrees. Midlands and East Anglia, dry start, then rain arriving from the south after midnight, 6 to 8 degrees. South England and Wales, rain heavy at times, particularly southwest. Saturated ground means flooding risk continues, 7 to 9 degrees. Northern Ireland, dry night under cloud, staying frost-free at 5 to 7 degrees. The broader context, we re-experiencing after effects from January's sudden stratospheric warming event, which disrupted the polar vortex and often brings colder, blocked patterns for weeks afterwards. That's exactly what we are seeing with this persistent Scandinavian high. January's rainfall was exceptional. Many southern areas saw 150 to 200% of normal. Manchester had 143 millimetres, Birmingham 138, Southampton 162. The ground can absorb much more, which is why even modest rain causes flooding. Looking at the Atlantic, there are 3 areas of low pressure developing. The Mid-Atlantic system brings Thursday S cloud and rain to Northern Ireland and Western Scotland. The others stay well to our north or are too weak to affect us directly. There is still some uncertainty about next Monday and Tuesday, the 9th and 10th of February. The models haven't settled on a clear solution yet. We could see anything from continued cloud and light showers to a colder, brighter spell with overnight frosts. The GFS 12 Zulu run this morning actually backtracked on its previous colder solution. The ECMWF maintained its stance. When models diverge like this, it is a clear signal to wait for tomorrow S runs before making firm forecasts. If there's one thing to take away from this forecast, it is that change is coming, but the exact nature of that change remains uncertain. We definitely turning colder from Friday onwards. How cold and for how long, that is still being determined. The Scandinavian high is the key player. If it retreats eastward, we open the door to more Atlantic influence. If it holds firm or even strengthens, we could be in for our most sustained cold spell of the winter so far. For those of you planning travel this week, rail services could face disruption from flooding in the southwest today and Tuesday. Road spray and surface water remain hazards across southern areas. By the weekend, ice becomes the concern, particularly for Scotland and northern England where that colder air arrives first. I genuinely appreciate all of you watching and engaging with these forecasts. Weather is never a precise science, especially in the UK, where we sit at the battleground between maritime and continental influences. All I can do is interpret what the models are showing and communicate the possibilities as clearly as possible. Drop your location in the comments. Tell me what you are seeing right now. Tell me what weather you are hoping for. Tomorrow's forecast will include personalized updates for as many locations as you mention. I read every single comment, and your local observations genuinely help me understand how these larger patterns are playing out at ground level. The next update will be tomorrow morning, analyzing those crucial model runs. By then, we'll have much better clarity on the weekend and early next week. The pattern is trying to shift, that much is certain. Exactly how it shifts, that's what tomorrow's data will reveal. Until then, stay warm, stay dry if you can, and for those in the southwest dealing with flooding, stay safe.